Welcome to your Personal Power Boost with Dr. Verna, a global force for transformation, unlocking human potential one leader at a time. Are you looking for a boost to help you reclaim your personal power? Then this is your weekly source, where we dive into conversations about navigating your professional and life journey. So, take a deep breath, open up your heart, and get ready to ignite your leadership and fuel your spirit. Let's go. Welcome back to Dr. Verna's Personal Power Boost, and Happy New Year. It's 2026. Amazing. Is that amazing to you? It's amazing to me. I remember being in college, right? And I just remember all of these conversations about what would happen in 2020 and what would happen, in this era. And I think, wow, I'm in 2026. How awesome is that? And so I hope that you enjoyed a wonderful holiday Christmas season, and that you were the present, and that you took time for yourself. All right. But it's 2026 now. So it's time for a change. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that in this podcast. And let's get ready to go with let's start with your power today. Let's start with your power. My power is my ability to think a new positive thought, see a new positive vision, speak new positive words, write new positive goals, and do something positive with my life by taking a new positive action step. So for those of you who are brand new, what I want you to do, first of all, I'm Dr. Verna Cornelia Price. I'm so glad you joined the podcast, and continue to do so. And I would encourage you to go back to 2025 and listen to all of those podcasts. You'll find them all very, very helpful. And please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. And please tell at least 5 of your friends to do the same. For my regulars, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and holiday season. Good to have you back. And thanks for continuing with me on this journey. It's time for a change. Okay. It's very simple. It's very simple. So I start out every year since I've written this book. I start out every year with the focus really on my third book, which is called Change Your Life in 30 Days. Now, let me just tell you, it's going to take more than 30 days. That's the disclaimer. However, what I want to do is I want to walk you through how to use this tool in your life, in your work life, to make life better for you. But first, we have to just kind of anchor ourselves on it's time for a change. So I want you to ask yourself the question, what is one change you want to make this year in 2026? One change, just one. I don't want a whole ton of them because it just doesn't work. What is one change? And if you made that one change in your life, it would fundamentally change the rest of your life. If you've ever played dominoes, if you stack up dominoes, if you tip that first domino, boom, the rest of them just goes down. Same thing. It's called cause and effect. There's one thing in your life, and I want to push you on this. If there's one thing you could change in your life in 2026, that one thing could impact everything else in your life. What would that be? Now, in beginning the journey of changing your life, the first thing I want you to do is, besides taking time to think about that one thing, is I want you, on day one of your change journey, I want you to put yourself on your calendar. We are masters at putting everyone else on our calendars. And if I showed you my calendar, it is full of meetings. Question. Do you have your name on your calendar that's timed just for you? So number one thing I want you to do as you begin 2026 is I want you to schedule yourself into your day. Do not allow another year to go by where you take care of everything else and everyone else except for yourself. Schedule in your time. Put your name on your calendar. And if you're like me, you would put me. I am putting myself, Verna Cornelia Price, I am putting myself on my calendar. And at 6 a.m. in the morning, I am going to go to my table and I am going to make my tea. I'm going to light my candles and I'm going to put on my little water fountain, and I am going to take time to think, to pray, to read my Bible, to just get myself together and give time to me. That is what I'm going to do. So number one thing is I want you to put yourself on your calendar. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to take a photo of yourself. I want you to picture yourself. How do you look on January 1st of 2026? What do you look like? Literally take a picture. Now, old fashioned, I would just take my, iPhone to Walgreens and make a hard copy of that one picture of myself. Take my little selfie, take it to Walgreens and make a hard copy. And then I would put that picture right on my laptop, or I would put that picture on my refrigerator, or I would put that picture in my office. So I know that this is what Verna Cornelia Price looked like on January 1st, 2026, because I am on a change journey. And in that change journey, I need to anchor myself. I need to know who I am. What am I looking like? What's going on with me? And then I need to do number two thing, which is decide. Take time to think about what is it that you want to change that would help change everything else in your life. So how do you do that? All right. So first thing you do is I just want you to think about right now in your life. And by the way, I'm saying this to you, but it's going to take you a minute to do this work. So I'm just giving you the instructions right now. And then what I want you to do is just do the work. Now, I don't know if you're doing the work, but you will know if you're doing the work. And if you really are doing the work, what's going to happen is that it's going to show up in your life. So I want you to take a piece of paper, and I do mean write. Okay, this does not work if you're just putting it on your cell phone or on your laptop. I want you to physically get a journal. One of the things that's wonderful about this book, and I absolutely recommend, and you must buy this book. Okay, so just go online, just get your copy so that you can follow along. But one thing that's great about this book is that I give you space to write, because it's so important. And I can do a whole session just on the power of writing, and I will. Not today, but today I'm just telling you, go get your journal, and it's going to be a physical journal. I'll show you mine. This is my physical journal. Okay, and I have many, but this is one of them. And in the journal, I want you to put today's date on it, whatever date that you're listening to this. And maybe this is January 1st, maybe this is January 4th. I'm not exactly sure what date you're listening to it, but January 1st for me is what date it is. I am writing in my journal the date. On one column, one side of the journal, I'm going to write all of the things I like about my life right now. Okay. Day 1, 2026. What do you like about your life? And it can be small things. It could be the fact that you have a deck and you could go outside and sit on your deck and listen to birds sing. It could be as big as you have a yacht and you can take your family out on your yacht and have a lovely time on the water. It could be small. It could just simply be that you finally got the stove that you wanted. I don't know what it is. Or it could be that, oh my goodness, I've been in my job for 10 years and I'm celebrating that. Whatever it is. What do you like about your life right now? Everything. I mean, maybe you'll say, you know what, Dr. Verna, I just like my fingernails. Well, put your fingernails down there. Whatever it is that you like about your life, put it on the paper. And then on the next side of your paper, you're going to write all of the things. I'm talking every last thing, everything that you don't like about your life right now, things that you do not like about your life, everything. It can be from situations to people. It can be from your house. It could be from your car. It could be, that you don't like how your toes look. I don't know what it is. Right? So whatever it is that you don't like, and here's now to do this work, and I'm helping you to do this work. it's important to be honest. Now, for those of you who say, Dr. Verna, it sounds like a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And one of the things that I'm offering to my community is I am launching a mastermind group that starts here in a couple of weeks. It's a mastermind group. It's a small group of leaders, you, professionals, you, who will work with me, and you'll work with me virtually on this change process. And what I welcome is that you get to work on whatever change you want to work on, but there's some steps to getting to that place of actually deciding what to work on. And where do we start? We start with what you like and what you don't like about your life. Excuse me. So in the change process then, first things first, it's time for change. Secondly, figuring out what you like and don't like about your life. Third, making a decision about what you want to change. And I get to help you with that, right? So hopefully you'll register for my mastermind group so that I can help you along with your group kind of walk through this change process step by step. And then the fourth thing I want you to do right away is to get that picture. Put that picture on so you know exactly what you look like in January of 2026. So you know where you started. So you'll know, and research is called baseline data. You're getting some baseline data on your life right now. Everything from what you like, what you don't like, to how you look. And now it's time to start the change process. All right. You're going to be getting more information about how to register for the mastermind class. Go on my website, please. It's where you'll find all things Dr. Verna. Go on my website and you're going to look for the tab that says work with me. For those of you who are looking to book me for a keynote speak, a keynote for your conference and or a workshop for your teams and or for executive coaching, please go on my website, work with me. You're going to find that link. And get a consultation in, sign up for a pop-up executive coaching session, and we'll go from there. But the core thing is that if you have not, if you've seen, I've actually put my books up here. If you have not ordered my books for yourself as yet, please do, because I'm going to use those as tools in the mastermind group. But I also want you to use those as tools in your everyday work life and home life. Okay? It's time for a change. Want to end with one thing. How do you know it's time for a change? How do you know? What's like the clue that it tells you it's time for a change? Okay, I'll tell you. Your life is becoming more challenging and you're seeing more chaos in your life. Those two clues. If those two things are happening in your life, it's time for a change. And I'm thankful that I get to help you work through that change process. Okay. So go ahead, get registered, listen in to these podcasts, and you're going to be getting a whole lot more tools in 2026. And I look forward to continuing to work with you. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed and given me your high five, you've subscribed on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, be a follower there. And please invite 4 of your friends and or family to join me as well. And we will see you soon. And on the next podcast and or in the mastermind group. All right, let's finish up with our affirmation. This is my life and I get to change it when I want to, how I want to, and if I want to. Why? Because it was given to me. My creator gave me this life. And that makes me very valuable, very important, very lovable, and extremely powerful. And you know what? No one. And for those of you who work with me in person, when I say no one, I mean no one and nothing. When I say nothing, I mean no thing can ever change the fact that you are a powerful person who can change your life. And I'll see you next time. Bye. If today's episode spoke to you and you know it's time for a shift in how you lead, how your team connects, or how your culture performs, I want to personally invite you to take the next step. Book a free consultation at drvernaprice.com/workwithme and explore your next keynote, your leadership workshop, or executive coaching. It's time to get your power back, and it is time to get to your next level.